What's going on? Back plugged in again with your boy the Prophet. And yo, it's a great day to be a Bleach fan. Um, so today, man, we're going to be talking about we're going to be starting the Bleach discussion series. I've been talking about you guys. I've been talking with you guys about this for a long time in live streams and such. But we're going to start off here today with a banger. So today we're going to be ranking the strongest captains in Bleach. Up until I'm going to throw some bonus captains in here, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ranking them at the strongest, like their strongest that they were when they were alive. Like not really assuming anything extra. But in some cases I might kind of think of some things like that. But no, pretty much everybody's going to be scaled to up to the strongest point to the time they're alive. There's going to be 23 captains I'm going to be ranking today, and then we will start with Isane Kotetsu. Isane is for sure probably one of the weakest captains in the history of the Gote 13. The final roster of captains that we get in the end of the series is it's pretty sad. In some cases, because they're people that are clearly stronger than the captains. I'm not gonna go into extreme, massive detail. I promise everything will make sense in the end. Real quick, Isane Zanpakuto is called Ite Gumo. We do know that it's a frost or ice Zanpakuto simply because of the translation, which is frozen snow or frozen cloud. Never seen her use it. Only time she really whipped it out was when she got one shot by Ichigo and Bankai. I mean, in Shikai. After you just learned his Bankai. So, yeah. We'll just move on quickly here. Next on the list is Tetsuzaimon Iba. Once again, almost featless in his time in the anime and manga. The only time he really kind of went front center in the battle was against Ion, and he basically just got one shot, just got slapped away. So, yeah, there's that. His Zanpakuto is unnamed, although we've seen it released on many of occasions. We just never saw him actually call its name to release it. So, unnamed Zanpakuto. But he's definitely stronger than definitely stronger than Isane. We have Lisa Hodamaru. Her Zanpakuto Hagata Tombo. She's I would say strong enough to be a captain because she was a lieutenant in the Turn Back the Pendulum arc, and she was ranked as a highly capable lieutenant. And then on top of that, she got visored powers and in training for 100 years or so. So she's undoubtedly captain level. She's capable enough to be a captain, but just a weaker captain. Next on the list, we're going to be talking about Kaname Tosen. Yes, I've Kaname Tosen on the list. The part that kind of makes me sad is that, like, Tosen, if he would have been alive, I think, like, in the earlier parts of Bleach, or even to the part where where he died in the fake Katakuta arc, I mean, Tosen was stronger than all of the Espada. So, he should have been relative because, he took off Grimjow's arm, sliced him up and destroyed his arm just as quickly as you can think about anything. So you'd have to believe that, Tosen, was relative to at least up until the last couple of Espada, at least. Even though he died, he got caught off guard by Sajin and Hisagi, which is like, that's kind of bad to say. But in the Turn Back the Pendulum mark, like, Kaname was literally like smacking on captains when he was like an 18-year-old, like, third seed. So with the Bankai, next on the list, we're going to be talking about Love Ayasogawa. Love is very interesting because he's definitely stronger than Ebo, who's the current captain of Squad 7. Like, which I I don't know why Love isn't the captain anymore instead of Sajin, because he used to be. Oh, Tengu Maru, right? He fought against Stark, and 1v1 against Stark for a while. Landed some decisive blows. Even Stark said that his regular Ceros wouldn't be strong enough to kill him. So that's why he had to go to the Los Lobos Coyote Spear form attack. And then after he did that, he definitely defeated Love and Rose. But yeah, so yeah, pretty much, yeah. In a weird place. I'll just move on because I don't want to carry on too long about one specific character. Next, we're going to talk about Kensei Moguruma. I have Kensei over Love, but under Rose, simply because how things happen, like in the final arc with the fight with Mask. I mean, Kensei, even though his Bankai Tekken Tachikaze is supposed to be very strong, it he's been shown to be strong. Like when he holified, it's like he's strong, but it's just like he always loses. Like he always gets put up with bad matchups. Same with Rose. They get put up with bad matchups a lot, so it makes them look like fodder characters. But I mean, if they would have both holified, if the Visors would have holified in the final arc, more potency, like they'd have been a lot more potent in their battles, but they didn't and just got nagged. Next, we're going to be talking about Rose Otoribashi. Yeah, like I said, stronger than Kensei. His regular Zanpakuto Shikai is Kinshara. His Bankai is Kinshara Butodan. He creates. Well, I'll just show you guys what his Bankai looks like right there. And yeah, so he basically turns it into an operator at an orchestra. He gets these two golden hands, and he gets these golden statues that come up and they play melodies on you that I guess is kind of like a genjutsu esque kind of ability, because it's not physically happening to you, but it's so real that it feels like it's happening. Like he almost made Mass drown um, until he was dumb enough to reveal that his Bankai was sound based, and then Maz just popped his eardrums out, and then like blasted him with the star to his body. Next, we're gonna be moving on to Jushiro Ukitake. It sucks because Jushiro was honestly had to be one of the strongest captains, but he was always sick, so we couldn't really see his true fighting potential. We never ever got to see his Bankai. Sugyo no Kotowari, his Shikai. We just never got to see his Bankai, which it just sucks. I mean, he's one of the longest tenured captains before his death. The only ones longer than him aside Yamamoto were Hana, and he's the same class as Kyoraku. So yeah, but he was just sick, but he was strong enough to contain the Mimihage. And if Jushiro wouldn't have sacrificed his body, then the Soul Society, the Ward of the Living, and Wake Up Mundo as we know it would have all collapsed in on each other. If Jushiro wouldn't have done what he done, the Ward of Bleach would be over as we knew it. Yuhabak would have succeeded right after he killed the Soul King. So, well, yeah, I'm not going to say who actually killed the Soul King. But, yeah, so just moving on. Next, we're going to talk about Soifon, her Bankai Suzumiya, and, her Shikai, my bad. Suzumiya, her Bankai is Jakahorai Koben. 2-hit kill. She's more, I honestly think she's more proficient with Shunko and Hakuda and Kido than actually just fighting with her Bankai. But obviously those things are less effective than your actual Bankai. She's in this weird place where I don't know if a lot of people are going to let her land 2 consecutive hits in the same spot. You know, captain level, and then the thing is she has very short range, you know, with her Shikai. And then, you know, if she can't even get close enough to land it, then bam, her Bankai, you know, if you discharge a Zero, or, you know, if you discharge your strongest move when she discharges her Bankai, you know, you can negate a lot of the damage, you know, maybe you won't take much damage, you know, it's going to be a shockwave both ways. So excuse me, that's always something to consider with her as well. Her Bankai does tax her considerably, so yeah. Genichimaru, we're gonna be talking about him next. I do think that, you know, had he been alive, Gin would have been one of the strongest captains. His Bankai is really incredible. Shikai Shinso. Um, One of the, I mean, skilled at a lot of Hado and Kido, up to at least a 70s level, from what he's been shown to use. And like I said, he died early, but he died to what, third fusion Aizen, and he basically killed him. He literally killed that version of Aizen, who literally regenerated itself with the Hogyoku. So had Gin been alive in 1,000 Blower arc, he would be a lot stronger. Same with Kaname. Next, we're going to be talking about Rukia Kuchiki. I do feel like she's decently powerful. She's decently powerful. You know, she's not weak. If I'm not mistaken, there's a 10-year time skip after the 1,000 Blood War arc and the final arc. You know, in the final chapter at least. So, you know, she should have had sufficient enough time to train with her Bankai, 10 years, of course. So she should be a lot more proficient with it. She did kill one of the mid to high tier Stern Ritters, being, I would say, Asna will probably be like maybe 10 to 13th in terms of like strongest Stern Ritter, and she was able to take him out by herself. Although Asnat's ability is like real hacks, it's really funny that she was able to beat him with her undead body technique. My body is dead. I'm already dead. But yeah, so her Bankai can actually be flash stepped away from. Byakuya specifically was fast enough to flash step out of the way of her Bankai and then flash step back quick enough and not be affected by it, just in a couple of panels. So obviously Byakuya is very fast, but it is possible for you to flash step out of the way of her Bankai, and then after that, if you catch her slipping, she still has to bring her temperature down if she still has that massive weakness, which we've never been shown that she corrected it for sure, so that's what we're going to go off of. Human Sajin, very important, though you know, refer to him as Human Sajin. Technically, he died because he was still after vengeance. But I mean, he did take out Bambietta, who was probably like the 10th strongest Stern Ritter. I mean, Bambietta just insane, capable of insane levels of destruction. She was capable of tanking a lot of damage and not dying. I mean, it really took Sajin to take her down. So, yeah. Other than that, like before the 1,000 Blow War, Sajin really didn't do much, to be honest. Just killed some Fracciones. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and move on. And now we're in the big boy of the big boy ranks. Anyways, Shinji Hirako. Sakanade is a very, very powerful Shikai. It can be overcome by just brute force or just brute AoE. He did cast it on Bambi, and he got her with it, and she was just like, ah, cool. I'm just blast everything around me. Up, yeah, you're down, cool. Like but he's very, very skilled with Hado and Kido. I would say he's capable of at least up to the high 60s or 70s level. He was capable of breaking Aizen's 50s level incantation without even casting anything. Um, and you know, he was able to land some damage on Aizen in the fake Katakuta battle. Of course, you know, his Bankai by itself can like stop a war, but it's very situational. It apparently turns friend to foe, and I'm not even about to try to pronounce that. It turns friend to foe, so like, I mean, I guess maybe if he's using it in a 1v1, like, I don't know how it would work, because I would imagine they have to have someone to fight. Like, you know, they have to have someone to fight. So if it's a 1v1 and he uses it, are they still going to be his ally, or are they going to just still turn and fight him because there's no one else to fight? We don't really know that, but we know that he can't affect who's controlled by it, meaning that friend and foe can be, you know, affected by it, meaning that's very situational. You know, he could use it around Shunsui, and, you know, Shunsui just come from behind him and Kageone his ass and kill him. Like, he's not going to tell you he's your foe at this point. Like, you know, you just never know. So he has to be very, very careful about casting his Bankai. But Shinji does have some nice raw power. And I got Mayuri Kuretsuchi right after Shinji. I do feel like with preparation, he could probably beat almost anybody on the list. Except for like the top 4 people for sure. There's no way he would beat them. But Mayuri is basically a true wild card. With the right preparation, he's like the Batman of Bleach. Like, he can pretty much beat anyone with the proper amount of preparation. He can come up with inventions. He can spy on you to get information. He can do whatever he needs to do to get the upper hand. However, Mayuri can be brutally overpowered. It's been shown because Uryu did this to him. Like, a baby Let Steal Uryu did this to him. Like, boy, boy. Bro, anybody in the comments that tried to say Mayuri didn't lose to Uryu, bro, a tactical retreat means you lost that battle. He made a tactical retreat. And then we even said that Uryu could have killed Mayuri if he would have aimed for the head. But brute force completely destroyed his Bankai. Of course, you know, he could have some alteration. When he destroyed it, he could release a toxin. But if you're fast enough to get out of the way, Lychee, and strong enough to blow up his Bankai with like anything power based from a long distance. He can't fight with you in the sword battle 1v1 unless he, you know, just got that contraption he used against Zami Toshiro where, you know, he don't have to do it with you in the sword battle, but that's only one aspect of battle is straight sword on sword combat. But he's not fast enough to like deal with the max speed Shunpo user, in my opinion. And if you're more powerful than him, you can take him out. Next, I'm going to be talking about Yoruichi Shihoen, who is, first of all, she's royal blood. Royals have a certain innate power, and definitely shouldn't be overlooked. The fact that Yoruichi is able to literally go toe to toe with Askin, you know, she was just going toe to toe with him. I mean, you know, I don't think a lot of people would have been able to go 1v1 against Askin Aklebar. Like, and I know a lot of people like almost killed Askin, like that's his whole like shtick. But I think a lot of people would have really died where like Askin didn't actually die. Mind you, she does all this and doesn't even use her Shikai or Bankai. Like, can you imagine what Yoruichi's Bankai would be like? Even her Shikai, because she stated herself that there's only been Kenpachi Zaraki is the only captain that ever got to the rank of captain without displaying his Bankai. Yoruichi is very, 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 very strong. I do think she might be able to get Mayuri in a 1v1. She's just simply too fast, in my personal opinion. Mayuri hasn't been shown to have reflexes to deal with that type of speed. Moving on to Urahara Kisuke. So I think Kisuke is one of the strongest captains for sure. As far as his actual ability, just like Mayuri, preparation time is his main, is one of his like best attributes. He is extremely skilled with the sword. He's extremely skilled in with Hakuda hand-to-hand combat, as shown in terms like the Pendulum arc. You know, he's all around masterful captain. One of the 5 special powers for a reason. He's simply insane. His Bankai his Bankai gives him the ability to restructure anything in a certain radius, which we don't even know the true radius of his Bankai because like he was stitching stuff like across a massive range. I mean, just incredibly massive range. I mean, just to show this panel right here, of when Nelio, of the path that Nelio had to follow, and you know the path that Grimjaw had to follow to get in and save him, was just crazy distant. Um, and like I said, Benihime Adatame, one of the craziest Bankai in the series, and regular Benihime is one of the strongest Shikai in the series because it's very multi-versatile. He's able to do 90s plus Hado and Kido, as well as inventing his own spells, as he did to Aizen, and he invented the Hogaku and a lot of other stuff. So Kisuke is very crazy, insane. I only think like a few cases can Kisuke really be taken down, and like brute strength in some cases is going to be enough to do it. And next, the first Kenpachi, Unohana Yachidu. Like, I feel like a lot of people underestimate Unohana because of where she died in the 1,000-Year Blower arc. You guys got to realize that Kenpachi absolutely destroyed off-screen 3 Stern Ritters with his eye patch on, and then this Unohana killed him so many times, bro. Like, this literally killed him at least 5 to 7 times. At least murdered him 5 to 7 times with his eye patch off at max capacity. You know, so that right there, dude. Kenpachi at the beginning of 1,000-Year Blower arc would have still smacked on damn near everybody on this list up to this. Would have smacked on everybody on this list up to this point. 1,000-Year Blower, Kenpachi at the beginning of the arc. He would have smacked on basically everybody on this list so far. And Unohana destroyed him. Like, she was a lot more powerful than that, Kenpachi. She knows over 80,000 combat arts, and healing arts, ways of the sword, all that, unmatched as far as sword prowess. Her Bankai Minazuki, which is the same as her Shikai, it literally turns bone. It turns flesh to bone. It's a corrosive acid that disintegrates skin, like, to the bone. Like, you can't fight her close range, and she can literally, as long as she has spiritual energy, she is healing herself indefinitely. As long as she can breathe, she is healing herself. And she just like has this crazy ass epic battle. If she did that and then maybe sacrificed herself to Genpachi, I would have felt justified with her. But I feel like she got done real dirty. I had this person as 5 and the person ahead of him now as 6, but I switched it around because I thought of a few things. And one of them you're looking at, it's right there. It's right there. It's called Shikai Hyoketsu. But so at number 6, I have Royal Palace Byakuya Kuchiki. You know, one of the strongest captains in the verse, the ultimate all-arounder. He's capable of 80s level Kido and Hado at least 80s level for sure. One of the most versatile Zanpakuto Zenbon Sakura Kageyoshi. He has several forms of it. Gokei, which is a crazy move. Senkei, which is one of his craziest moves. And then the combination Ika Sajinka, which at first I had Toshiro losing to Byakuya. I was like, how can you beat Ika Sajinka? I'm like, how could Toshiro beat Ika Sajinka? Like, to a person that can die, if a person like, bruh, puts a couple thousand like rows of swords and just focuses them all on one target and destroys and pelt you. Like, if Byakuya gets that move off, there's no way Toshiro would win. However, 4 seconds. Toshiro froze Gerard Valkyrie's entire body, only excluding like his legs, which at that point were already like held up. So yeah, but he froze his entire body, which is Gerard is the biggest person in the Bleach verse. Like, no one in the verse is taller than Gerard. So with that being said, I do believe that in 4 seconds, Tosh will be able to Shikai Hyoketsu, freeze all the Rosa Ikisajinka, Byakuya included. Other than that, up until the final arc and up until Byakuya, up until Soul Palace, up until Adult Toshiro, I would say Byakuya would have beat him. But I got Toshiro as number 5. And Tosh does have a get out of jail free card. He does have an ice clone, which he can activate once per battle during that first 12 minutes until he gets to his adult form at his ultimate ability. But captain battles in Bleach are not rushed. You know, Byakuya is not just going to be like, oh, Tosh, you want to fight? Okay, Bankai, Senkei, Ikisajinka, like you did. Like, nah, like they're going to go through the phases. So Tosh should be able to survive 12 minutes against Byakuya. And then in adult Tosh form, he would be able to Shikai Hyoketsu and stop Byakuya. All right, so we're going to move on to the top 4 Shinigamis in Bleach. We are going to talk about Bankai Kenpachi. All right, pretty simple. He has some of the most insane raw spiritual pressure in the entire series, the entire verse. And once he's in his Bankai, I don't know anything that's going to stop him. This is you can't even make no defenses because he cracked the meteor in Shikai. So there's not much that you can put up to deflect against Kenny's attacks. He's stronger than Mask. Mask had 1 mile arts. So I mean, Kenny's basically like 1 mile art swinging with his October. Like, I mean, he's just massively strong. There's really nothing you can do about him other than outlast him. And if you have some way to hide, you know, or something like that, if you can outsmart him, Pachi's Bankai was strong enough to slice Gerard Valkyrie in half, literally killing him. And then obviously he completely reformed. But yeah, Kenpachi's strongest, fourth strongest. There's really not much to say about it, y'all. Next. Oh, my bad. Kenpachi's Shikai Nozarashi, and his Bankai is unnamed currently. Like I said, number 3, the commander of the current Gote 13, Shunsui Kyoraku. Bankai, or his Shikai is Katen Kyokatsu. Bankai, Katen Kyokatsu, Koromanju Shinju. Like I said, he was able to, you know, take basically the second strongest Stern Ritter. He was able to kill him, slice his head off, Lily Barrow. On top of that, he has all the moves. He's able to do 70s and 80 plus level Keto without incantation. So overall, he's one of the strongest fighters in the verse. On top of that, he will do whatever he has to win. He doesn't care what he has to do to win. He's going to do whatever he needs to do. Underhanded tactics, lying, whatever he has to do, he's going to do that to win. Pretty simple. One of the strongest Bankais in the verse, although it is a little bit situational. Well, it is situational, but he doesn't even need to go Bankai to basically kill the strongest Espada. And of course, he's gotten a lot stronger since then. Number 2. Was any surprise? Sosuke Aizen. Like, you know, I don't want to overstate Aizen. Like, you can't, bro. Aizen, first of all, let's talk about Aizen's pluses. Kyoka Sogetsu. Like the strongest, one of the most powerful Bankai and one of the most powerful abilities in the verse, and it's a Shikai. He's so strong you don't even know what his Bankai is, even though we know he has one. He's never used it. I mean, he never used it. He got to the highest peak of being a Soul Reaper and didn't even use his Bankai. Like, he shadowed captains with 1 finger. Capable of 90s level Keto without incantation. Transcended being. Fused with the Hogyoku, he's now immortal. Yeah. Aizen, the people that beat Aizen in the verse are Yamamoto and Ichibei. Aizen is not going to be Yamamoto. in a 1v1. He's not going to beat him. Even though Yamamoto is under the influence of Kyokusogetsu, if Yamamoto goes Bankai, how do you kill him, bro? Nothing you do can get through him. You can't penetrate his Bankai. He's literally wearing the sun around his body, bro. So even though you can make him see whatever, he knows it's an illusion. And you have to literally get close enough to land a killing blow. Aizen doesn't want to fight Yamamoto in a 1v1. He never did. Only time he did was when he had Wonder Whites there to back him up to negate his Zanpakuto. Aizen loses to Yamamoto. Number one, Yamamoto. Basically, one of the strongest fighters in the verse. I would say the only people stronger than him are Yuha, Ichi, and Ichibei. Other than that, no one else is stronger than a fully powered Yamamoto. Zanka no Tachi, Ryujin Jaka, it's his Shikai. Zanka no Tachi, it's his Bankai. One of the strongest Bankais in the verse. The strongest elemental Zanpakuto. There's just a lot to say about him, but you guys already know that. Like I said, his Bankai, like, Yuha Bak didn't even fight him 1v1. Yuha Bak didn't fight him 1v1. He would have killed Yuha Bak in a 1v1. He would have killed Yuha Bak in a 1v1 again, because he already beat Yuha Bak in a 1v1. He would have killed Yuha Bak again in a 1v1. Yuha Bak used Royd Lloyd to substitute for himself, and he waited till Yamamoto activated his Bankai, and Yuha Bak just came from behind, stole Yamamoto's Bankai, and then one-shot him. That's how it happened. Had Yamamoto fought Yuha Bak in his real Bankai, he would have ended the war right there with one arm and up. So, that would have saved it. That would have been the 1,000 blower though. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. That's basically the list. Let me know how you guys like the format of the video. I do have some other discussions. I'm going to talk about Ichigo's powers. The fact that there's so much more Bleach to that could come up. There's so many unexplained things with questions that we want answered. What's Yoruichi's Bankai look like? What's his Shikai look like? What's Jushiro's Bankai look like? Some of the captains, the Iba, Isane, what do they look like? Can Rukia control her Bankai? Can Toshiro just bypass the limitations of his Bankai back in the day? Like, what about Hana? Like, how powerful was she? You know what I mean? It's like things like that, you want to see, So I got a lot more discussion for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the ranking. I tried to be as objective as possible. Toshiro is my favorite captain in the series, but I do think, heads up, that him and Byakuya is extremely close. Like I said, if Byakuya can get off an Ikasajinka, I don't think Toshiro is going to be able to survive that, but Toshiro is just so powerful in his adult form. His weather subjugation and control, he's basically manipulating the ice freely, like Byakuya is manipulating flower petals. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, Prof Nation. Do love y'all. Shout out to my sponsor squad, gang. Until next time, I love y'all. I'm out.